What is going on, guys? It's TCG Jake here, and I am actually coming at you today with a video about CGC, which is the company that grades comic books, and they are actually going to be grading trading cards, including Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, and Magic the Gathering cards. I've opened some CGC graded comic books on my channel that you guys, I'll link that video at the end of this one, but this was something I knew they were talking about doing. However, they never got to the point. I didn't think it was actually gonna come to fruition like it did, and I got the email the other day. So we are gonna take a look at this and read, and then I'll tell you my thoughts on this. So CGC Trading Cards. CGC Trading Cards is a new division of a certified guarantee company. So the third-party service that revolutionized comic book collecting with accurate and impartial grading and the state-of-the-art protective holders. Now CGC brings the same expertise, integrity, and passion to the world of trading cards. Now, if you guys didn't know, CGC is like the place you want to grade your comic books at. Most people, there are other places, but most people in the collecting community for comic books will just tell you this is where you go. You know what you've had. If you sent it to CGC, you know what you have is real. You know if the autograph is real because they only verify autographs by being there. If they had a representative there while that person signed the book. There's other reasons too. They have a pretty decent grading scale. Yeah, they do like 9.8, so you get 9.8s kind of. It's more, I think their grading scale is a little bit more similar to Beckett than it is PSA. But this is what it looks like our encapsulations will look like. And we've got two for the Black Lotus, which I think is the most rarest Magic the Gathering card. I don't even know how much it's worth, probably over 100,000. That might be wrong, but I know it's expensive. I don't actually know I don't know what this card is. 2017 Pokemon World Championships, huh? #1 trainer. That's probably to like the winner. Oh, it says 2016, but now it says 20. Oh, you can battle the best of the best. That's a cool card. So why CGC trading cards? Let's find out why. Let's see what they have to say to us, the collector and consumer, about why we should go with them. And I'm actually, before we get too far, I didn't want to open this on video, but I'm gonna show it to you. I purchased this Shining Charizard, which I'm looking at the camera, I'm reading it backwards, but I was like, wait a minute, but you guys can see it forward anyway, sorry. So anyway, it's actually really good shape, and the original plan was to send it to PSA or BGS, probably BGS because my other Charizards are in BGS holders, but I might send it out to them and just see what we get here. We could have the first Shining Charizard graded by CGC. I've got a few other cards I have looked through, and we're gonna go over those together and kind of send them out and see. So let's find out why we've got CGC trading cards. The popularity of trading cards has grown significantly since the release of Magic the Gathering in 1993 and Pokemon TCG in 1996, with prices for many early and rare cards increasing substantially in recent years, specifically this year. Trading card collectors want to be completely confident that their cards are genuine, accurately graded, and preserved. Yes, we do. CGC Trading Cards provides the confidence through its expert and impartial authentication, grading and encapsulation services for virtually all Pokemon TCG and Magic the Gathering cards. So it says virtually, which is like a key word, virtually all anyway, which would signals to me that for some reason they might not grade certain cards. I don't know if that means they're just gonna do English and they won't do Japanese, because I haven't read through this whole thing yet. I've got a few Japanese cards over there that I want to get looked through. But it says CGC Trading Cards has assembled a team of expert trading card graders who, as collectors and players themselves, care deeply about providing comprehensive certification services that benefit the hobby. To ensure impartially, CGC Trading Card graders are prohibited from buying and selling collectibles commercially. To ensure, what does that even mean? Oh, CGC trading card graders are not allowed to buy and sell collectibles commercially. So I think that means, the people that work for them, so they can't buy cards or whatnot and do whatever. After a trading card has been authenticated and graded by CGC Trading Cards, it is encapsulated in the CGC Trading Cards holder, which provides the best in protection and display while being portable and easy to store. And yeah, I mean, that doesn't look too bad. Again, it's kind of similar to, in this part, other than the grading scale, it's kind of similar to PSA as it's got a blue label. And that's actually the reason I like BGS, is the labels I like. I'm gonna be honest with you, like PSA Like, it looks ugly. Like, I know a lot of people like PSA. I don't mind, I think they grade good, but the label I think is ugly, and I wish they would change that. As far as BGS goes, I know a lot of people have issues where they have kind of like different colorings for certain labels, and people don't like that, which is fine. I understand that. Everything has their issues. So accurate grading. CGC trading card graders use a highly accurate industry standard 10-point grading scale and evaluate cards using advanced authentication and grading equipment, including devices that perform ultramicroscopic inspections and precisely calculate centering. So they must have some type of calipers that can like calculate centering. That's always the hardest thing, I thought, because like even with a measuring tape you can't always see it the best. Let's check out the grading scale. Let's see what they've got on here. So they got 10, pristine, the highest grade assigned. Excuse me. The card must have perfect centering and no evidence of any manufacturing or handling defects. A card with all 10 subgrades, sometimes called quad 10s, will be labeled a perfect 10. So they do subgrades too. 9.5, the card will have excellent centering and exhibit only negligible handling or manufacturing defects. So as far as manufacturing defects go, I don't know if that's talking about even like a printing line, because I've seen some BGS cards and some PSA cards with like printing line errors. My Charizard, my Plasma Storm Charizard specifically has one, and not that those errors are worth anything, it's just that they don't seem to affect the grade that much, so I'm not sure what the standard is going to be here. There might be other people who have sent more of those in who know more about that, but I can just tell you the card that I do have doesn't seem to have affected the grade hardly at all. 9 is the card shows at least above average centering and only a few minor manufacturing or handling defects. 8.5, which is near mint to mint. A card with at least above or average to above average centering, the card will show small handling defects. 8, a well, which is near mint to mint. Oh, so near mint to mint. I really hate actually this specific identification, because so what happens is, even as a seller, I actually do this, but I don't like to because it makes me feel like I'm lying. But if I think something's near mint or mint, I'll put it in that, because to be honest with you, most cards, most of anything, you can actually find some sort of defect. Even if it's the tiniest little thing, you can find it. You can find something on the edges. It's probably there. And I hate this wording very much, and I hope that someday we get kind of away from this near mint / mint thing, and we just pick, is it mint or is it near mint? Because there needs to be a standard for that, other than, I know it can be like in the middle, but we need to call it something else. I think we just did 8. 7.5, which is near mint plus a well-preserved card with a moderate defect or a number of small defects. And then you pretty much get the rest of them. 1, an extensively damaged card with large tears and other extreme defects. Honestly, the only ones I've ever seen from any grading company, other than a few that for some reason to me look like they shouldn't have gotten ones, but the majority of the ones I've ever seen look like they were thrown into a hurricane in the middle of a bombing or something like that. Yeah, so like, yeah, they just look like they've been through crap. So yeah, that's their grading scale. What else we got here? They do grade air cards. I was reading a little bit earlier. Let's look at their holders and see what that says. So they've got crystal clear. Oh, these are comic book holders, so I'm not too worried about that. Costs what? Oh, I want to see this TCG holder. That's what I clicked, isn't it? Crystal clear. These are comic book though. The one thing I will say about CGC is their turnaround time is pretty good. Every time I have done it, it's almost always been about 3 months, and they don't do like, you can't pay more for like guaranteed, at least at the time I sent in comics you couldn't. And I like that because it's like, okay, we do them as we get them in, which is fair and seems right. So we've got join now and submit, and I do have an account, so I'll be doing that. Associate or higher CGC collectors, society members can submit trading cards directly to CGC for certification. Memberships start at just $25 per year. I'm not really sure exactly what that means. I don't know if that means you get a certain number. That doesn't really make sense, because I know they're about $8 per card depending on how many you have. That's bulk. So, okay, so for trading cards, we've got their bulk, which is your max value per card is 100. I think, I'm not sure. I'll have to look at Beckett. Beckett might have better than that. I don't know if PSA might too. Maybe a mix of different type of game cards, 50 card minimum. So a minimum 50. There doesn't look like there's a maximum. Oh, current turnaround 30 days instead of 3 months. That's actually not that bad. Economy, Just says 400. So max value is 400. Fee per item, $15. So it doesn't say if there's not a standard. Current turnaround working days, 30 days. 1,000 is standard. So that one's, so if your card is over $1,000 or is 1,000 or 400 to 1,000, it's gonna cost you $20. It seems like for one card. Express, you got a $10,000 item per item. So yeah, $10,000 is gonna cost you $30. It's gonna be 10 days. So it looks like the more you pay, they do a little bit faster. Walkthrough unlimited, $50. Oh, so that basically, okay, so they are adding a turnaround time, it looks like, for trading cards, which is kind of unfortunate, kind of stupid, I think, since they don't do that with their comics. But I'm assuming they're doing it because they want to be competitive with BGS and PSA, which makes sense. So we've got unlimited here, which is basically no matter what amount over 10 grand, it's $50 per item. Current turnaround is 2 days, so if you wanted to pay 50 bucks, you could pretty much put anything in there and you could get it done within 2 days, which really isn't that bad, actually. 2 days. If I had like I might, you know, maybe we'll send out the Charizard like that, because I guarantee you that I'm almost 90% sure I'm gonna get a 9 or a 10 on that. We've got subgrades. Grading fee per card is plus $5. Turnaround time is same as tier, so whatever tier you pick is how long. Air. So I have a few air cards I've been looking at grading, but this is kind of weird. I don't know, I haven't ever looked at grading through BGS or PSA as airs. The grading fee is plus $5, so same as tier. A card that has printing error required for any other card with printing error. So since I'm right here, I gotta find out. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys the air cards I have. We've actually, I'll show you these first. We've actually pulled these on the channel. I don't remember what, I opened a Cosmic Eclipse blister pack, and these all are square cut on one side. So that is an error. I don't know if that counts as a printing error though, because that's a miscut technically. And then this is a printing error. So this is a Florges break from Breakthrough, I think. And yeah, so the printing error is actually on the back. So if you know Pokemon cards, it would be this way. All break cards go this way on the back. Our Pokeball is upside down. So this card actually has an upside down Pokeball printed on it. I've only ever seen one other one up on eBay. I don't know if it ever sold. I don't even know if it's still up there. I checked a long time ago when I first noticed I had it. So those are cards I was looking at just because of the errors. I'm not sure if they'd even fetch that much because of those errors. Pedigree. A pedigree can be added to the certification label to indicate a card's past or present ownership. So to pedigree a card to the previous owner, that collector or collection must be considered to be significant by CGC trading cards, and the sufficient documentation must be provided to confirm the requested pedigree. You can pedigree a card to yourself, typically without providing any documentation. Grading fee plus $5. Same as tier, obviously. So with turnaround time, I have no idea what that means. I don't know what that means. If any of you guys know, let me know. They got crossover where you can 50% off tier list if card does not, or if card does cross. Fee is refunded less a $4 processing fee if card does not cross. Same as tier. So basically this just says that they take a BSA or a Beckett holder and evaluate it by CGC. The card will be removed and its holder encapsulated by CGC trading cards only if, right here, here's your keyword, only if CGC Trading Cards determines that the card will receive a CGC grade that is the same or higher than the grade assigned by the other grading services. If the card does not meet CGC card standards, it will be returned in its original holder and the grading fee will be refunded less a $4 processing fee. So you'll be charged $4, it looks like, which is pretty neat, but it seems like a big waste of time if you're not sure. Yeah, and you'd have to be okay with removing it from holders. A reholder, a card in a CGC trading card holder is encapsulated in a new CGC trading card holder. The grade assigned to the card will not change. To qualify, the card must still be encapsulated in its original CGC trading card holder. Maximum value per card unlimited. Basically, if you like got a scratch on your holder, you can send it in for 10 bucks and they change it, which is fine. But to be honest with you, if you get a scratch on your holder, this is one of my gripes with BGS actually, is sometimes I get cards back from them and they'll be like, they won't be in the capsule quite right. And I've seen this on BGS specifically. I've never seen it with PSA, but it really bothers me, and it's just such a waste of time and money to pay them to be like, okay, well, why didn't you do it right the first time if you're already paying for that? I still like BGS. Like I said, I like their labels. That's really their biggest appeal to me. Then you got some notes. These are collectors members in the event that CGC at its sole discretion determines that the fair market value of a collectible is higher than the value stated by the submitter. CGC will move the collectible to the appropriate higher tier. So basically they'll charge you more if that is what they're looking at. So yeah, what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna print something and I'll be back in like a jiffy. So see you in a minute. All right, I am back and these are the 3 cards I picked. We've got Golden Frostmoth, the boy I pulled the other day. We're gonna see what that says. We've got Shining Charizard. Now, I might regret this, but I picked this because, for one, I do think this would get a BGS 10, and all my other cards are in BGS, but I picked this for the sake of the video. I thought it would be a good thing that'll give us kind of an advantage, because we have some modern and something vintage. So, that'll kind of help us gauge stuff. I picked cards I would think would get PSA or BGS 10, possibly 9s, but we're gonna send them out and we're gonna do a return video possibly in about 20 days. It costs about $109 to do this for that. Their shipping is a little much. Same with BGS has shipping that is kind of high because they use FedEx, but it's like the cheapest one they do. I don't remember having to pay that much for PSA shipping because they use USPS, but we'll figure it all out. There is an option for USPS, but for some reason it was $50-some, and I'm not sure why. It looks like because they were using priority mail, I guess. So we'll just use FedEx Ground because it's the cheapest, like $35. So altogether it was like $100-some. The Charizard was our most expensive 2 grade because it was worth over $400. So without further ado, I'm gonna send these off, and then in 20 days we should have a great reveal video, or around 20 days, around a month. Other than that, we should have another one too for cards I sent to BGS. I haven't seen my cards get updated into their system yet. I did contact them, and because of COVID, that's why, which is totally understandable. I completely understand. It's okay. I'm sure they'll get to me if they need anything. So for now, I'll just be patient. Hopefully, CGC has always been pretty good with their turnaround times. So, and if they for some reason can't because of the virus, it's no big deal. I completely understand. So I'm gonna send these out, and then yeah, we'll do a video. Thanks for watching. Bye now.